Irreconcilable differences?
Killed on your wedding night. Even for Vegas, that's a quickie marriage.
Well, it's like the priest says, till death do you part. This that new hotshot they hired to replace you?
Hotshot? Yeah. Replace me? Come on. Nick Stokes. Glad to get a chance to work with you.
Well, I'll leave you to it.
Well, if you're as good as they say, you probably already noticed our blushing bride here.
To choose what to say, move the cursor over a topic icon and select it.
Well, judging by the murder weapon and those cuts across her face and neck, my money's on crime of passion. The groom's missing. That might be a lethal case of cold feet or maybe a jealous ex-boyfriend. And if that's the case, somewhere, our groom might be a second victim. Yeah, the autopsy will tell us more. Just let Doc Robbins know when you're going to want the body brought down to the morgue. She's just Jane Doe for now. I didn't find a purse, an ID, or any luggage in the room. We could be looking at the trifecta: kidnapping, robbery, and murder. So, right now we need to find out who this girl is. Because if this is a crime of passion, then our victim knew her killer. Not specifically. Let's get back to it. Hey, do me a favor, will you? Could you finish up the interview with our witness over there? Then you can help me finish processing the scene. It's a busy night. We're short-handed. Oh, and Jim left us a copy of the 911 call. It might be worth a listen.
Move the cursor around the screen to examine objects or talk to characters. If you move your cursor to the edge of the screen, you will move in the direction of the cursor. For now, try moving your cursor to the right edge of the screen until you see the witness. Select the witness to start a conversation with him.
Yeah, Charles Steer. I'm the night manager. Sorry if I'm a little freaked out. This is a first for me. Okay. That was just after checkout time, around 11. I came by to see if he'd left so that the maid could come in here and clean up. I knocked a couple times, no answer. I opened the door and I saw her. I called you guys right away. Yeah, right. He's some Mexican dude. I never seen him before. Short guy, you know, about 5'6" or so. He checked in by himself, but I figured he might have had some company waiting around the corner because he asked for the Cupid suite, you know? You know, I kind of went all through this with that Captain Brass guy earlier, but anyway, hombre paid with cash. He gave a phony name like Michael Jordan or George Lopez or something. You know, most guys do. No. You kidding me? The owner, she don't trust nobody who works here. Cash goes straight into the drop safe. Do not pass go, you know what I mean? She picks it up first thing in the morning. She takes it straight to the bank as soon as it opens. Nah, see, I kind of make my own rules on the night shift. I just write down the name, take the cash, or run the card. I mean, it's not like I get paid enough to pay attention, you know what I'm saying? No, man. Yeah, I've never seen her before. Could you let me know if you find out? Because I kind of like to know. That is, I mean, if you're allowed to give out that sort of information at all? No, not at all. I mean, it was pretty quiet night. Unusually quiet, you know what I mean? And if anybody was screaming or fighting or anything in here, I mean, nobody said a word to me about it. Well, I can't think of anything else to tell you, man. It's just a messed up world we're living in, that's for sure.
Empty. If anyone used the hot tub last night, they took the time to drain it.
The PDA allows you to examine evidence, look over case notes, move to new locations, and change game options. Select the compass rosette to choose a location. Select an evidence icon to examine an item more closely. Occasionally, a piece of evidence can have other pieces of evidence on or in it.
There's some kind of glass or plastic lodged in her neck. Could be the COD, but we'll need Doc Robbins to make that call. We'll want a closer look at it after he takes it out.
Your tool case consists of 4 main sections: fingerprint tools, fluid detection tools, collection tools, and casting tools for making molds. Move the cursor over the type of tool you want to use and select it. Move the cursor over the item or substance you wish to collect and select it.
With any luck, our victim's DNA will be in CODIS, and we'll find out who she is. From the distribution of this blood, it looks like she was standing when she was attacked, then she fell onto the bed. Careful there. Don't want to shake up all the evidence. Unless we shake out something we didn't know was there. Careful there. Don't want to shake up all the evidence. Unless we shake out something we didn't know was there. Hey, you see how that cushion on the couch was put on backwards? Check it out. Blood could be from either our perp or our victim. All we know is somebody didn't want us to see it. Nothing we need to collect there.
To search for hidden fluids, select the object and drag the cursor over the surface. Keep the button held down and spray the entire area to find any hidden liquids.
Lots of blood in this sink. Makes sense. That much blood spatter, the killer would have been a mess. I don't see a faucet. How do you fill the... Oh, I see. Cute. I don't see a faucet. How do you fill the... Oh, I see. Cute. This broken piece resembles the piece of glass that was used to stab the victim. Somehow, maybe in the struggle, it wound up all the way across the room here. Not specifically. Let's get back to it.
The location icons represent the different places you can visit. As the case progresses, new locations will become available. Certain locations are always available, such as the lab, where you can analyze evidence, and Captain Brass's office, where you can acquire warrants.
I'll call Doc Robbins down in the morgue and have him send someone out for the body.
Hi, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. I'm Al Robbins. It's nice to meet you. No, in fact, the marriage was not consummated at all, consensually or otherwise. Well, at least not last night. Have you met Henry Andrews in Tox yet? Very nice fellow. You'll like him. Well, anyway, according to the Tox panel, your victim's blood alcohol level was .09. She was definitely inebriated. But even if she held her liquor well, I would imagine there had to be some kind of complication with the 1.9 milligrams per liter of benzoyl methyleconine in her system. Still, that could be considered by some to be a fairly recreational level of cocaine ingestion. I'd say your victim's been dead about 8 to 9 hours, which I suppose would put the murder at around 3 in the morning. A broken heart. Seriously, I removed a shard of broken glass from what looks like it could be a heart-shaped plate or ashtray. It severed the victim's carotid artery, which led to her cause of death being technically exsanguination. But where's the poetry in that? The shard is right over... Oh, here you go. Yes, I have them right here for you. Well, I haven't completed my examination, so I might find out something else. Please feel free to poke around some more now, or you can come back anytime.
I see you two are making a great team already. Crime scene process that fast, huh?
Our new transfer here moves pretty quick. I just stand back and watch the magic happen.
Well, don't stand around too much. You still need to identify that Jane Doe before you can make much headway.
We're on it.
The lab is separated into two main areas, the data lab and the materials lab. The data lab can be used to search databases or analyze audio-video samples. The materials lab can be used to analyze physical objects and substances. Move the cursor over the door to the lab you wish to enter and select it. The database computer allows you to perform matches or searches through various databases. The newly added medical database allows you to find medical or dental records if you have a corresponding ID number. The audio analysis station can be used to process audio evidence. You can isolate distinct elements of a sample or match similar samples.
Something tells me the happy couple left a few more secrets hiding in their honeymoon suite.
The assembly table allows you to put together objects that have been disassembled or torn apart. First, select the object you wish to assemble. Then, select a piece of the object, and while keeping the button held down, drag the piece until it attaches to another piece. Continue this process until the object is fully assembled. Note that you may not yet have all the pieces you need to fully assemble the object.
We're going to want to match up all the pieces of glass we can find.
The comparison microscope can be used to see minute features of an object or to compare two objects in fine detail. Document analysis uses variable frequency light to examine the ink on documents. It causes different types of ink to fluoresce differently, exposing changes to documents. The chemical analyzer is used to determine the exact composition of an unknown chemical substance. The chemical spectrum of the object is shown on the left, and the working spectrum is shown on the right. Your goal is to add the correct elements to the working spectrum so that it matches the actual spectrum on the left. The possible constituent elements are shown on the far right. Select an element to add or remove it from the working spectrum. Once the actual spectrum on the left matches the working spectrum on the right, select Match to identify the substance. The chemical analyzer is used to determine the exact composition of an unknown chemical substance. To match DNA, first select the Evidence button below the left slot, then choose a collected DNA sample. Now you must put a sample in the right slot. You can either try to match it to another sample in your evidence, or you can search CODIS to see if the DNA is on record.
Our Vic's DNA isn't in the system. She's still a Jane Doe.
A sample of DNA might or might not be identified when you find it. Identified samples are surrounded by a green border. Unidentified samples, on the other hand, are represented as a series of strands, each surrounded by brackets. To match an unidentified sample to an identified sample, drag a strand from the unidentified sample to the portion of the identified sample that matches it. If a strand doesn't fit anywhere in the identified sample, the two DNA samples being compared don't match.
Blood from the couch cushion is not a match to our Jane Doe, and someone tried to clean it up. So, if we go with our crime of passion theory, our victim struggles with the assailant, but she gets a piece of him. And obviously, he doesn't want to be identified, so as best he can, he cleans up after himself.
The possible matches are displayed on the right. Select one to place it in the right slot. Repeat this process for each of the strands. If you can find a spot for each one of the DNA strands in the unidentified sample, then select Confirm Match to determine the owner of the DNA. If not, try another sample.
That's another piece of broken glass that looks like what was used to stab our Vic. Let's find as many of these broken pieces as we can, and then we'll try to put them back together at the lab.
Look around the room carefully for evidence. If you see something interesting, move your cursor over it. If the cursor changes, select the object to pick it up or take a closer look. If the cursor changes to a toolbox, there is evidence to find. An arrow means you can change your viewpoint, a speech bubble will appear over people with whom you can talk, and a hand indicates any other type of interaction. If you find that you don't know what to do, keep exploring. Catherine or another CSI will send you an email with thoughts about the case that may help you. Once you're ready, you can select the PDA in the lower left of the screen to go to a new location.